Alright, we're finally starting. Gloves are banned. I'm curious to see what's going on here. There's no Dr. Coyle. We've got these two coming in with Joseph coming in with a Kid Cobra and Beppe coming in with a Ribbon Girl. I think out of all characters, Beppe's main is Ribbon Girl, which EU classic right there. A lot of EU players really do enjoy this character pick. Has a lot of strong flighty movement, able to dodge or weave around very effectively. Is a very difficult target to catch for a lot of individuals. But we do have some very unconventional arms set up on both ends. Ooh, that's gonna catch! Is that gonna do much? Not really, as the dragon just does not line up the shot. But yeah, like, that Glusher is just gonna be a big, heavy thing that's gonna make it a lot harder for Geo to be able to get his pressure, get his plays really going in as much as he'd like. And then, I mean, the other side is Kid Cobra. The other side is Kid Cobra, who can literally work with any and all arms in this game. Coupled with a tribal Ice Dragon of his own and Blorb. Definitely some really scary arm picks that can cause some intense pressure. I like this swap over from the Glusher to Slapamander. Really strong arm for catching Kid Cobra's dashes and movements, just because of the way it curves. Ooh, nice catch there! We're only going to get 60 damage, but that little bit of chip is going to save Beppe from taking 2 series of additional damage. We get blinded. Manages to secure a knockdown without even having to see. Beppe holding on to the second round in a much more confident position. Out comes the rush. Double Blorb is super slow, chunky, and heavy, and Joseph, recognizing that, doesn't even throw them out as he's trying to find some kind of read or confirm, but unfortunately for him, that's not going to work out, and we do get a KO for Beppe, bringing the score to 1 apiece. Switching away the Ice Dragon for the Glusher. Honestly, I like this. The Dragon definitely did some good work, but, I mean, we all love the Glusher here. I feel like it's a little bit faster. It's gonna get a sweet kick like that. 185 damage plus a 12-tick poison is absolutely something to take alongside a very hard to land Slapamander Rush, which that would have been so much damage, but I mean, getting almost 200 off of a Glusher alone is super great. Get the poison, get the juggle knocked down. Elemental damage is not applied if it is the second hit while a character is in hit stun. Out comes the rush. It's going to be a catch with the Mander. Will the Glusher reach? Not close enough. Joseph is at critical. That might kill. I think, yeah, that kills. And a single tribal confirm will be enough to allow Joseph to claim the first point and set himself up with tempo lead. Which, I don't know about you, but I don't think that's gonna really determine too much. I mean, the first win is always great. But as you can see, we've got 8 more squares. 8 more stages to go. There's a lot of fighting to be had. And a lot more room for players to kind of mix things up. So, how things are going to continue from here is anybody's guess. We've had everybody put in their predictions as well, so you put your money where your mouth is. Let's see if you're going to make profit or if you're going to make not fit. Looking at things, Joseph's already announced his decision to change to default Min Min, which not the greatest loadout, but I can't not deny that it is a fun loadout to play. So that's going to be exciting. That's going to be fun to see. Hopefully, we'll see how that kind of rolls out. Just looking for our next stage pick. I paid attention to the fight, but I'm still mentally set on like the discussion for Arms background. I'm really excited about that. I'm gonna say up front for the discussion for the Arms backroom, leaving things as is not an option. There are going to be people who step in and be like, this doesn't need to be changed. Why would you change this? Here's 50 reasons why. That's great. I don't care. I genuinely don't care. What do you want to see changed? What are we changing? That's what we're doing. Because, yeah, no, it's due time for something to change. Even if it's an awful change, we need to change something. Ribbon, DNA, sparring ring for starters? Just those three? You're wildin'. You're wildin', girl. That's hot. That's a spicy take. But it sounds fun. I've got people telling me that they want Ramen Bowl as a competitive stage. Like, that's how exciting this conversation's getting right now. Ooh! Oh! 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 What? Oh, wow. Huh. I didn't think my response to how all of that going off would be, huh. But that is what's happened here. Yeah. No, it's definitely a fun list of stages. And definitely worth considering. But like, I mean, I'm just excited because through clinical arrows or not, we're playing on Sky Arena. When's the last time you saw games with Sky Arena in? Common rules would be Mausoleum, Buster Beach, DNA Lab, Temple Grounds, and Sparring Ring. With the two counter picks being Scrapyard and Viaduct. The rule set here is Via Buster, DNA, Temple, and Vazo as the starters, with counters being Sky Arena and Scrapyard. I completely forgot that I removed Sparring Ring from my stage list and replaced it with Sky Arena. That's absurd. What am I cooking? Even I'm wildin' with my hot takes. Ooh! Good catch with the dragon allows Joseph to just continue on with a very strong lead. Or not that strong of a lead, actually. It's pretty even, but we've got to rush here. And it safely protects him from the Slap-a-Man or Punish, but Beppe managing to very effectively and safely outmaneuver and dodge. I mean, that's the thing about, like I just said, like, everybody's got very different and unique perspectives on what they feel like would be good for the team, which is why we're going to have a very, very exciting conversation. 6 p.m. Mountain Time on the 16th of July. You should be there. You should definitely be there. Time comes out, and it looks like Joseph got a win off of a very pivotal grab, bringing the score to 1 apiece for this set. Going back to the Megawatt, I don't think this is a good loadout. This is going to be too unconventional. Something that I want to keep in mind too, when having these conversations, and SNG makes a very strong point on it, and it's something I want you all to kind of keep in mind too. It's going to be healthier for the scene if we focus more on adding. There are certain things that are being considered to remove, like Clapback Cobra, or Coil Ban. But for the most part, or even like a couple of stages here and there might be in the ring for discussion. But ultimately, I think what's best for the scene, and like I said, SNG's main idea is, we want to try to add. Just give it more. Give players more bans to be able to get rid of things, and give them more options ultimately so that they can pick other locations as well. Honestly, it's going to be up for discussion. I don't think any character or armbands are going to happen. People just need to learn how to adapt. And that is a 1-1 score for these two players. Joseph and Beppe now 1 apiece. We're looking at our next stage. Oh, I didn't even update the stage. I'm too busy gapping. I mean, in my defense, there's a lot to gap about currently. There is a lot that's just come up in the ARM scene that is worth gapping about. Buster Beach. And so, it's kind of a fun time to be focusing on that conversation. Fish bomb. Yeah, I know those words. That's great. Good. So we are going to Buster Beach. Breadbug Beach! Let's go! I mean, that's a good point, but I feel like those characters not getting banned is a mistake for those games' long-term longevity and health. Like Smash 4, I remember very cleanly and distinctly one of the offlines that I went to that had Smash people there too, and I hanged out with a couple of them. The one room that I went to hang out in that was getting ready for the tournament, nobody was happy playing that game. Nobody. Why would we have a competitive scene where you can have rooms full of people who are competing who aren't happy playing? That just makes me sad. It makes me not want to be involved in the game that they're involved in. So why don't we do things that make, like, it's unfortunate, it's gonna be controversial, but everything's gonna be controversial when you're changing, like, core tenets. Maximize fun and a good competitive spirit. It makes a world of difference when you focus on, like, making things fun for the players while keeping that competitive spirit. Like, that's honestly the reason why I'm having the discussion about Clapback Cobra and Quail. Is not, like, if it's just simply, can you beat this character? Is it because this character is broken? Lol, no. Just adapt, figure out Clapback Cobra, throw on a Slap-a-Man, problem solved. But it's also important to consider, is that fun for people? And surprisingly, there's a lot of situations where the answer to that is a very confident no. Why didn't you... Oh, this is because it was parried. Ooh. And the other thing to keep in mind too is... you can change the rules at any time. We can ship the rules, ban gloves, ban coil, ban clapback cobra. And then like a month in, we decide everybody just agrees that it's awful and nobody's happy. Guess what we can do? Like Joseph getting blown from the back. You just be like, maybe we made a mistake. Let's go back to, let's readjust things. There's games that have patches every week where the playing community has to completely reevaluate how they approach the game. Changing the rule sets is essentially that. You can have long, slow periods between patches, but you could also just change it as it's relevant and ensure that people are having fun and enjoying themselves. Nice punish from Beppe. I am actually having kind of fun seeing the Seiki Slapamander combo. Copper Dragon is a classic. You cannot go wrong with that. Ooh! 335 damage off of a super impactful rush. I am going to gather some. Post this in another spot. There's the advertisement channel here. Quick plug-in too for people who are enjoying this and are interested in maybe joining in the Scrapstar initiatives of their own. That's 2-1. Yay, indeed. Bam! Look at that. If you're interested in participating in this stuff on your own, be it ARMS, Ninjala, Splatoon, Tableturf, maybe something else that comes down the road when there's enough interest, check out the Scrapstar Initiative server. Join up, be a part of the community, be a contender. We would love to have you. We would love to have you. Is the hotbed, hot sauce, hot spot for cool, exciting, niche 1v1s. But yeah, I think I've rambled myself out now. Phrasing? What did I do wrong? I said something horrible. That was fine. It could just turn into an embarrassing quote or whatever. Blown from the back! Oh no! Oh, that... Oh, great. I've doomed myself. That is awful. Alright. We're going to Scrapyard next. I think I've said enough words. I think it's time for us to focus on some what has been very exciting, interesting, and dare I say engaging gameplay. As Beppe is going to go back to Ribbon Girl, or I think he's been continued with her for up to this point, but we've got Biffler and Slapamander as the choice of arms. Joseph is going for a very hot build with the Cracker Ram. Those fire attacks are going to be guaranteed to knock Beppe down anytime a charge hit connects, siphoning a little bit of rush away in the process. We want to see if we can get a moment to enjoy that charge the Biffler hit from Beppe, as it causes a light blind effect that is actually quite entertaining to see, as we get to see a bunch of marks of Biff on the screen. Out comes the Slapamander, misses the Bifflers! Beppe, I want to see the Biff. Show me the Biff. Keeps missing the Biffler. Oh, there it is, look at him. Look at him! Oh, we got a triple! 13 seconds left on the clock. Beppe in the lead with a minor health advantage. Joseph recognizing that a rush can be enough to set him up here. He's gonna go for it. This is unstoppable. Timer ticks down and excellent shield pressure from Joseph here with a phenomenal call. Gets that first point in this set. Second round coming in, and we see some notable changes. Birdchuck immediately gets the freeze, but Joseph is able to crack down on Beppe's attack. Gets a double stack of poison with the Glusher. That is 24 damage, taking on slower movement for Beppe as well. Tries to go for just pressure on that freeze, as Joseph can no longer teleport when frozen. We get a couple of chip hits. A wise grab connects for 150 damage as Beppe fights for that first point in the set, or the second point in the set, making sure that Joseph cannot even out the score. Building up a further lead. We've got the rush that could potentially KO. A good freeze into a grab or just anything from here on would be enough to KO, aside from, I believe, an uncharged Slapamander. Maybe an uncharged Birdchuck as well. Beppe at 45% health. Gonna need some serious damage to take him down. Ends up getting restood, and a charged Birdchuck will even the tide, meaning that that rush is wasted. And now Beppe is going to be in a very advantageous position here. I like the call to switch back to the Ram. I like the Cracker pick too. This is a very good anti-air loadout that Joseph is wielding. This is going to be really good at pressuring and potentially taking Ribbon Girl down. As you can see, that wide range allowed him to snipe her, even while Ribbon was so high up in the sky. Ooh! 165 cannot get the Mander to reach. Getting that timing down really takes some practice. Like, people forget that there's things in this game that need to be labbed. Landing your Manders, landing your Bifflers, that's stuff that's, like, lab-worthy. Because of how rewarding it is to get those connections, because of how hard they are to aim, but how rewarding the rush connection is. Speaking of someone who's really good at landing Mander rushes, it is so good. Instead of getting stuck like this. We do get 120 damage. Joseph is in the lead. Oh! But the chip hits. It's not going to be a true Cracker connection. Which means that, I mean, it does even up the score, but it's not the lead that Joseph was hoping for. Quick pokes, back and forth punches. We get a grab. Joseph is now in critical. Cannot take much more damage of anything. I think that's enough for an uncharged Slapamander, or that's going to set to Magic Pixel. That will be enough, and Beppe will get the KO, setting up with a 3-1 lead, furthering control of this field. Excellent plays, excellent games. And Beppe starting to get some pretty strong control. It is absolutely capable. You are capable of jumping over it, but it has a better chance of catching someone in the air than, like, say, most gloves or a Tri-Bolt, Tri-Blast. So on and so forth. Honestly surprised that Joseph wasn't able to, with such like a shield breaking build and just great anti-air and Ribbon Girl control arms, he wasn't able to clutch that out. Granted, it was the less powerful things. Like, Ram and Cracker don't have as much range and coverage as Popper and Chakram do. But they're a bit faster, and they've got that fire element to just, like, sizzle down. They're kind of better for, like, heavier characters. Where against a lighter character like Ribbon Girl, you'd probably want Chakram. I mean, Popper's good against both. Popper is good against both. It's such a good arm. Looks like we have our next stage set. And we are going to be heading to Avaya Dolsh. Not Avaya Dolsh. Via Dolsh. Via Dolsh. Dolce. D-O-L-C-E. Dolce. Not those! Captions, please! You got it right once. You can do it again. I believe in you. Via Dolce. I'm gonna set something on fire. But before I do that, we've got Mechanica stepping in for Joseph as Beppe switching over to, or sticking to his guns for the most part. We've got Tri-Bolt, and Lockjaw. The armor is going to be probably the most important part of this matchup, as Joseph doesn't have a loadout that's very good at handling Ribbon Girl, necessarily. I say while Joseph has the lead by 50%. Slapamander knocks Joseph below 75. We've got a shield-breaking rush. I just want to see it come out. There we go. Misses out on the second punch from the Lockjaw, but he still got a phenomenal amount of damage. So now it is Beppe's turn to put on the oppression. Playing too defensively here means that Joseph could just rush farm, as he doesn't really need to push in this situation. Got a health lead. It's a lot closer now. It could be a very different story. It's up to him on what he wants to do. But 30 seconds left on the clock, and a health lead and rush getting ready. I argue, aside from like making sure that Beppe doesn't get his rush out. Yeah, no, that was a fair enough call to get the win. We got a lot of shield pressure, did not get the break. But sometimes you don't even need the break. This is a lot, or no, oh wait, this doesn't cover the vertical. So this is pretty much just Beppe has to stay in the air. Which is actually kind of interesting for a matchup like this, where Beppe gets all of his charge while on the ground. He has to be on the ground to get his charge before he can attack and do anything impactful. But being on the ground is the scariest because we got a Chakram and Tri-Bolt that can both very easily catch Ribbon Girl's movements. Really good movement from Joseph. Amazing counter as he takes Beppe down. Has been taking considerable damage from neutral exchanges though. And Beppe is leading in this contention. Quick pummel down does even out the tides, as we're starting to see a little bit of that counterplay coming in, where Beppe is locked in the corner. He has to be in the air to avoid these arms. But the only time he really wants to attack is on the ground. We've got a shield breaker here. We just go for those. Joseph gets a point. Excellent bout. Excellent plays. Good calls here. Oh, I forgot to fix the stages, so we'll just do that over here. I'm so into these games. I'm too into these games. Joseph might be on his way for a comeback here. If he can continue to make plays like that, I think this might not be as shut down as some people might think. Incredible use. Like, once he got Beppe down, those arms just pummeled the poor Ribbon Girl out. And that is definitely a game plan that you can utilize. We love to see shield breakers. We love to see shield breakers here. In Planet Scrapstar, shield breakers are king. We stand shield breaking strategies. We break, we eat, we munch those shields for breakfast. Because a lot of people forget about that. They forget about that immensely. And it breaks my heart every time I see like those moments. The arm's broken, the opponent, it can't really do anything but shield, and the other player will just stand there and hold on to their rush. And then the opponent's arm recovers. And then the player pops rush against that full shield and it doesn't break. It's the saddest rush of all. It just breaks my heart. But yeah, we're starting to see a lot from these two. A lot of strong adaptations, a lot of strong strategy. A bit of backstory between these two. They're actually pretty good friends, and they play each other a lot. It is not that, like, this is not the first time that they've played against each other, and it certainly will not be the last. But this is gonna be, this is the big one. This is their big bout. Whoever wins this, they have video proof until this VOD goes down, which I need to remember to highlight my videos so that these things don't disappear. But then, whoever wins, they'll have bona fide video proof that says, I am better! I am the superior player! Beppe switching over to Revolver and Slapamander. Revolver's not going to do too well here, I fear, but that Slapamander is one spicy fella, and it is going to, it very easily can just cause Joseph to lose all tempo if he's not careful. But so far, so strong as the Cooler Rain grab combos popper. We're getting a lot of damage in as Beppe is quickly knocked into half health. First rush is ready in the wings. Joseph quickly readying his up in response. I like this patient play here as Beppe is very clearly not comfortable approaching, is a very defensive player. That movement from Joseph weaving between those shots manages to secure a heavy rush in reward for that powerful play. And has set Beppe to essentially Magic Pixel and now KO. Joseph making... Look, okay, I love Whammer. Why don't bring Whammer to a ribbon fight. We're gonna see how this goes. We're seeing stuff! I don't know how we're seeing stuff, but Joseph is applying some wild pressure with this Whammer. Hopper combo. He's gonna get the kill? Bruh! Bruh! What? My man! Alright, well, Joseph evens the score. 3-3. We are now officially past the halfway point. Which means that anything, it's anybody's game. We've got 3 games left. We've got only so many left. I am shocked that Whammer Popper. I'm pretty sure. I'm gonna be honest. I'm pretty confident that what happened here is Beppe just wasn't ready. I'm pretty sure Beppe just wasn't ready. And got completely steamrolled. That Whammer just caught him so off guard after like the first couple of exchanges. Alright. We are diving back in, and we are going to reveal once again a very interesting change from Joseph, as he is choosing to go Helix for this next game. Curious to see how this is going to turn out. I feel like it's not going to work as well as he might be hoping. Are we... What? Wait. We are going pure wild. We are going true ham. As Joseph slips on the double slap-a-manders, Beppe recognizing the situation, and we got the hot slappiest fight in the Wild West. Or in the... I guess this is the European East? European West? The Cookie West. This is the Cookie West. Look at all the treats, confectionaries, based on Spain. The wild Spanish. I don't know. This is falling apart really quickly. This is really quickly falling apart. Ooh, but that rush is not. We got 245 damage. Joseph quickly finally has that pressure, that foreigner fear instilled into Beppe. As he gets a grab, is he going to get the KO with one more hit? That's another point. Changing things up for both ends. They're both going to go Tri-Bolt, and we still got the Manda from Beppe, but we've got a Parasol for more pressure. This is working out far better than I would have expected. It's starting to seem like Joseph's just got the read on Beppe, and is determined to demonstrate his capabilities, that he is above. Out comes the rush. Ooh, a scary Tri-Bolt from Joseph to try to counter, but could not get it to connect. Beppe needs a huge comeback to be able to claim this round. Joseph might be out to win this. All he needs is a single point more, and he will have 4 of the 5 wins he requires to take this and walk away as the champion between the two, and that is what he claims. Is 4-3. After what looked like a very sound victory for Beppe, Joseph's immediately turned things around. He has immediately turned things around. Beppe got those 3 wins. It's like, oh, did I win now? And then we can't forget that this is a best of first to 9. We might have to turn the next one to a first or best of 3. or first to 2, because I know the next player has a much more limited time scope. But, I mean, yeah, that's what we'll have to do. Joseph just needs one more win. One more win, and Joseph wins this first to 5. Beppe's got 2 more that he's got to take if he wants to be able to be the champion on this bout. It's still anybody's guess. It's still anybody's win. Let me know in the comments. What do you think, chat? Who do you think's gonna win this? Do you think it's Joseph? Do you think it's Beppe? Do you think it's Temple Grounds? Do you think it's a pizzeria? I think we're ready to dive in and continue this fight. I could just stop right now and be like, actually, no, it's first to 4. GG's. Beppe could pull out the comeback. It's entirely possible. There's still 2 more games. We just saw Beppe get a clean 3 sweep. And then we saw Joseph get a reverse 3 sweep. Like, these two have clearly demonstrated that they're both very capable of oppressing and powering through their opponent. I keep seeing these loadouts from Joseph that I'm like, no, this is base ain't it, fam. And then he wins. So, clearly I am getting rusty with my calls and understandings of this game. I mean, a bit of it too is, this is such a different environment. There aren't gloves to be able to look at and make clean, confident calls. As you see here, both are relying on Popper and Cracker respectively. Ooh, good armor catch there. I like this rush call, but Beppe with a really solid evasion gets the punish, steals away the mask, and takes away the rush. Now it's his turn to oppress. He gets the hit with the Slap-O-Mander, manages to get the dash to land 310 damage as the Popper connects as well. Joseph slowly chipping away at Beppe's health. Eating away at that rush too with that fire damage. We get a knockdown. Both are in very critical positions. There's not much health left for either to really work with. Joseph is trying to get the rush ready, but he's gonna get KO'd for his greed. Beppe sticking with their arms. Joseph sticking with his. Both just going ham, going wild, looking for a way in to get some damage. Joseph's got his rush. Beppe has theirs. We've got high movement. Oh! Manages to evade and stay alive. Joseph now is in an advantage position, I would so as far as to say. He's just got to be able to get in and land this rush. The blue Mesangan mask increasing his speed double fold or lots. It goes fast. Ends up getting knocked down in the air. Both players just continuing this back and forth pressure. That grab would have been so much damage. Joseph knocked it down by a charged Popper. Has yet to his rush wild. Beppe has his own ready. Goes for the counter, seeing that Dragon cleanly whiffed. Important lesson for anybody competing in arms, for playing in arms. Do not lead with the Dragon for rush. It will not connect. And we are now at 4 apiece for these two players. So that is left, and that means we've got one game left. These two have gone to the end. Who is going to take this? There's only one way to decide. Or there's only one way to find out, but it is incredibly close. It is so intense. Like, both players have brought them to even scoring. We've seen so many incredible plays, so many fantastic calls. I can see Joseph taking this at this point, and I can see Beppe taking this. Alright, looks like we are going to be going to Sky Arena for the final game. Who's gonna take this? Who's gonna be the champion in this first to 9? There's only one way to find out, and it is through Anzu! What better place to finish things off to than the Grand Arena itself? The champions hosting space. Joseph going in with this Scorpion and Flame Dragon. As Beppe going in Slapamander, Burchuck once more. We've even got the Scorpion on the Dragon Arm, which means that if Joseph can find a way to charge it up, it is going to be a massive threat. That also said, he is fighting Ribbon Girl with Scorpion. Without any strong way to corner pressure. As we are seeing the results of that quite clearly here with Beppe with a very confident lead, some good control. As Joseph finally gets his first knockdown. Quickly loses away at his powered up state. Out comes the rush. We do get the connection. 355 damage. Gets the Dragon Arm charged up. He's actually managed to tie things back in. Giving himself just that little bit of a fighting chance. Nibbles has tried so hard to chase after Beppe here. Dragon does get a poke. We got a rush coming out clean. Joseph dodges! He's still alive! Beppe is at critical. 10 seconds left. We get the freeze. A panicked reaction from Joseph will result in the KO. And Beppe is now in match point. Are we keeping Nibbles? Does Nibbles stay on the field? He is! We'll be facing off against Popper and Slapamander. It's a default for Ribbon Girl, but it's one of the better combinations in this game. You get lots of coverage, lots of pressure, and your attacks are relatively safe. The only thing they can't do too well is boxing, which, when you're in a meta where there is no gloves to box, you don't have that problem all of a sudden. Joseph holding on to the lightest of leads. Excellent calls with these dragons. The dragon-armed dragon just making it that much more easier to connect with it. Slapamander knocks him down. Starting to give Beppe a little bit of control back on the field. 25 seconds left on the clock. Both players ready with their rush, looking for a moment to just really deal out that damage. If Beppe can find a good call, he'll be able to balance things out. He might be able to get the timeout win. But Joseph makes the call to go for his KO. That is going to be a knockout. And now we are at match point. Scripted. I feel you on that. Sometimes it do be like that. We got one final game. Whoever takes this wins. There is no discussion beyond that. Both players need to go ham. Joseph getting knocked down from the Burchuk. Beppe playing a much more aggressive opening game, recognizing that that dragon-armed dragon is a huge threat. Joseph ends up getting knocked down as he dashes into a final Burchuk. We get one straight hit, a little bit of damage. Joseph is holding on to a light lead. Finally gets that charged dragon arm, permanently enhancing it with firepower and increasing its size significantly. Scorpion Nibbles continues to prance about the stage, chasing, trying to eat. He thinks he sees a moment. That's a clean whiff. Does not get punished, but he does land a dragon arm. Beppe about to ready up his next rush. 40 seconds left on the clock. Gets the knockdown, is able to get back on the offensive. Sees his chance. He's gonna end up cleanly whipping though as Joseph weaves between the shots. Changes his directions fantastically as Beppe locks into the new position, reorientates his camera. Out comes another one too. Joseph gets the dragon arm out. He is holding on to a light lead. 7 seconds left on the clock. He's got rush. If he gets shield pressure with this rush, that will be it. He does not! Beppe is able to time him out! And that is going to be the match! Beppe winning with 5 points to Joseph's 4. And that crowns Beppe as the champion between the two friends. The epic clash of buddy to buddy will end in Beppe's favor. Congratulations to them. Excellent games from Joseph. Very phenomenal. Excellent moves. Really good choices, and just comes down to just getting that one rush to work, which this is why mono rushes are scary.